Here I have the universal cable with the Apple Watch charger built in from Nomad. They were nice enough to send this my way and to check it out. And I can tell you it's a very interesting cable because you can travel with this thing and then charge up 2 devices and possibly even 3 depending on what you own. So let's get started first with the cable. This is a braided cable that they say it is Kevlar infused, so it should last a really long time through different bends and also through daily use. The interesting part about the cable though is the fact that you have this Apple Watch charger compared to other cables that are just USB-C to USB-C. Well, this cable does support up to 100 watts of power going through it. However, it does lose some of that when using the Apple Watch section. I'll get to that later on in the video. But this cable does provide 100 watts if you're using directly from source to source. So if you plug this into a wall brick and then you have your phone on the other side, you get up to 100 watts. Same goes for if you're using a MacBook or any type of Windows laptop that supports USB-C power delivery. Continuing with the cable, you have the USB-C end on one side and then you also have another USB-C on the Apple Watch side. So this pretty much allows you to charge up any device, regardless if you're using the Apple Watch charger at all. And it allows you to get that 100 watts depending on the power source that you're using. You can use any type of power source here that you want, but to charge up both devices, you must have a 20 watt or bigger power brick. For example, you can use a Nomad one. Here I have the 65 watt power brick from them. This is their slim version that has 2 USB-C ports. One of them does supply up to 65 watts if used by itself. And this would be very sufficient in charging an Apple Watch that takes around 5 watts. And then also charging up the other device on the other end, like a MacBook if you want to use it. So this is really great. You can travel with both of these items, the power block and the cable itself. And you can get all of your devices charged up all through this one cable instead of carrying multiple things. See, if you want to charge up a lot of things at the exact same time, of course, you're gonna have to bring other cables with you as well. The benefit here is that you're getting a cable that's 2-in-1 here, and then possibly 3-in-1 like I mentioned. This Apple Watch charger here can also charge AirPods that have wireless charging cases. Since those can actually work with Apple Watch chargers, those AirPods will be able to charge on this portion of the charger as well, which allows you to charge up not just your Apple Watch, but also your AirPods. The good thing that they did here is they kind of made the USB-C port a little bit longer on the Apple Watch side, and that is great because, for example, on the MacBook, you can easily plug this in and charge up your MacBook. However, if you have a case on your phone or something, if it was a little bit shorter, it won't be able to be used with the case. So having this little USB-C portion here extended allows you to use it with the case and not worry about the fact if you're able to use this charger with your iPhone or not, depending on the type of bulky case or slim case that you use. So it's really great that they incorporated that. And I want to get over to the power factor of the Apple Watch charger. So this is a fast charger for the Apple Watch. So if you have a fast charging Apple Watch, that will work perfectly fine with this one and you will get the most charging speed that your watch is able to get. The other part here is that if you're using the Apple Watch charger, you will lose around 8 watts. So the max that can go through this cable is 92 watts. And that is posted on their site. So everyone knows when purchasing this that you'll get up to 92 watts if you're using the charger and the actual cable as well. So you're getting the Apple Watch charged and then you're also getting the other device. To get the full 100 watts out of this cable, please remember that you need a power brick that is bigger than 100 watts, for example. That way you can get your Apple Watch charged and the other device with 100 watts. If you don't need a full 100 watts, then any other charger like the Nomad one that I mentioned here will be able to supply, for example, 65 watts. That means you'll get around 57 watts for the cable to the other device if you're using this with the Apple Watch on top as well. So you're still getting plenty of power for an iPhone, but you're not getting the full charging speed, for example, on the latest and greatest MacBook Pros that use more than 60 watts of power to charge. Those won't get the max if you're using a smaller power source like this one. If you upgrade to a bigger power source, of course, you'll be able to use the full potential of this cable, that 100 watts that they advertise. So it's great that this cable exists. I like that the Apple Watch section is made out of metal. So if you put this on the table, it sits down and then you don't have to worry about this cable falling behind a dresser. It's great that they gave some weight to this portion of the charger. That way it's able to be used easily. The other cool thing about it is that you could easily use this when traveling. And I think this is the biggest use case of a cable like this because you want to make sure you don't carry a lot of cables, especially with newer devices coming out with USB-C. This cable is very smart to use because of the fact that you can just charge up multiple devices. But when you're traveling, for example, at a hotel, then in that scenario, you can plug this into the power brick that you use. And the slim one from Nomad will be easy to use since it is slim. It goes behind the dresser or whatever socket you have at the hotel, and then you can charge up your devices here without carrying any additional chargers with you. And you don't always have to use the Apple Watch section. You can use it only when you need to. So it's good that it's built in right into the cable, and you're able to use that in different ways. The other way you can use this cable is plug this in, for example, to a MacBook, and you will be able to charge your MacBook on this end if you wanted to, and you'll be able to charge your Apple Watch at the exact same time. But if you plug this directly into the MacBook and not provide a power source on the other side, then you're able to charge up your Apple Watch. So if you're just looking to charge up your Apple Watch, you can plug this directly into the MacBook, put your Apple Watch on top, and it will charge as well. So there's a lot of different ways, even an iPhone and an iPad, anything that provides power delivery through USB-C ports can supply power to this module here for your Apple Watch, and you can charge up your Apple Watch. So you're getting multiple different ways to use this cable, and it's not just a charging cable by itself. A question that you might have is, how does the data work for this cable? This has really slow data. It's limited to USB 2.0 speeds, so I would definitely not use this for anything data related. This is mostly a cable to charge up any device and your Apple Watch. The silicone tie on the side is a neat addition too, so you can keep this really snug around the cable, and you can have this in your bag and it's ready to use when you need to use it again. It also comes in a white color, so if you're looking for a better aesthetic looking cable, or you just like the way Apple cables look, that they're just fully white and silver, you can also get it in silver and white, so this cable can match all your other electronics if you wanted to go that route as well. So it's really nice that they include all of these options here for a cable like this, and I'm glad they have one with the Apple Watch charger built in. And I just figured I want to show you guys what you're getting here for a cable like this one. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'll try to get to them as quick as I can. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Zanev Tech is out.